Imagine being a 15-year-old who had a lot of faith in your church and thus attended a church youth group at the youth pastor's home just to be SA'd by that person. That's exactly what a victim who goes by the initials KK alleges happened to her. Now, KK has came out in the media by her actual name, but I'm not going to use that because she didn't give me permission to use her actual name, and I feel like victims deserve privacy. So according to police in Randolph County on February 28th, 2023, KK came forward and said that she was SA'd by a man named Jamie Flannery when she was around 15 years old. This would have been around 2012. So Jamie, who is 45 now, would have been around 34 years old at the time. So the victim alleges that she went to church with Jamie Flannery, who was a youth pastor, and that he started texting her, saying how beautiful she was. And at one point, she caught him taking pictures of her and a couple of other girls who were playing a dance game. Now, Jamie Flannery knew what he was doing was wrong because he asked the victim to change his name in her cell phone to something else because he didn't want other youth group members to think that he was favoring this victim. The victim says that Jamie Flannery randomly sent a picture of his penis to her and then explained to her what she should do, which basically outlined, self-pleasure for her. She says that at one point they were at Jamie Flannery's home, and she went outside to grab something. Jamie followed her and grabbed her and kissed her. At another point, she left Jamie's home after youth group. Jamie texted her and asked her to pull over at West Ridge Church, which was on Highway 62 West. She pulled over. Jamie met her there, got in the car with her, and started inappropriately touching her, unbuttoning her clothing, unbuttoning his clothing. And then an officer pulled up behind them and asked them what they were doing. Victim says that Jamie Flannery told the officer that he was helping the victim try to fix her phone. And the officer was like, "This is church property. You guys need to get out of here." And so they left. She does say that while he was inappropriately touching her, that she tried to stop him, but he wouldn't stop. The victim did say that at some point she sent a text message to the pastor and told the pastor what had happened with Jamie Flannery. According to police, on March 3rd, they did approach Gary Moore, the pastor at the church, and ask him about the allegations. He said that he confronted Jamie Flannery about the allegations, and Jamie Flannery did admit to kissing the victim. According to Gary Moore, he reached out to Jamie Flannery on February 21st of this year and told Jamie Flannery to tell him what happened because he needed to know. And he said, "May God strike you dead if you lie." Basically, like, swear to me that you never touched the girl anywhere, that you never sent nude pictures of yourself to her. And he said that Jamie Flannery did not respond to him after 5 minutes. And Jamie Flannery not responding, he said that Jamie Flannery finally said, "Yes, I did, but I didn't do anything that she didn't ask for or that she wasn't okay with. And she's making me look like a sex offender, and I didn't do anything that she wasn't okay with." Again, this girl was 15 years old and he was around 34. Jamie Flannery was arrested and he was charged with first-degree SA. He was released on a $20,000 bond. It has a first court hearing set for July 12th, 2023. The thing about Jamie Flannery is that what I have been told is that the father of Jamie Flannery is Donald Flannery, and Donald Flannery was a pastor in the state of Arkansas who is currently in prison for rape. Donald Flannery was a minister at the Family of Christ Church in Pocahontas when a victim came forward. First, the victim said that she was SA'd by another member of the church, Terry Pyle. But then in 2003, she recanted those allegations, saying that Donald Flannery told her to blame them on Terry Pyle when in fact it had been Donald Flannery who had done these acts. The victim was a minor at the time. It did come out during the jury trial that Donald Flannery had SA'd his own daughter when she was 14 years old, although Donald Flannery's legal team tried to use this as a reason for having the verdict overturned because they didn't want that evidence allowed in. Because in his legal team's opinion, Donald Flannery inappropriately touching his own daughter in her vaginal area over her clothing is somehow different than him SAing another minor under her clothing. Mental gymnastics that it would take to make that make sense. So Donald Flannery was found guilty. He was sentenced to 35 years. His appeal was rejected, and he's still in prison.